Shalomchen, Leute. Sextoy Ramirez back at it again with another outrageous Eastwood Baritone unboxing video. Let's open her up. And this time, it's the Classic 6 Baritone. Not only is it the first semi-hollow double humbucker baritone to hit the Shice Squad arsenal, it's also the first B-stock item I've ordered straight from Eastwood. I checked their newsletter last week and lo and behold, a deep discount on just what I was looking for. The last baritone model from Eastwood not yet in Shice Squad hands. Anyone remotely interested in Eastwood should sign up for the newsletter. They do regular special sales there and you might end up getting a $200 discount. But at the very least, they got good gear nerd articles and you can see a whole lot of prawn, man. Now I know this is starting to sound like the shill for Eastwood channel, but rest assured, Shice Squad is not affiliated with Eastwood, yet. We do put out music videos on this channel, and we are working on our 4th and most ambitious album to date. It should be ready this fall, but until then we have nothing to post but crappy cell phone videos from our gigs, so I figured I'd try to entertain you with some incredibly amateurish gear reviews. Time for band practice. Now, obviously this is considerably different from the side jack which formed the core of Shice Squad's signature sound. First off, instead of two P90s, it has two EW retro humbuckers. I can find no online literature as to what EW stands for, so if you know, please post in the comments below. Secondly, it has a 27-inch scale length as opposed to 28 with the side jack, so it should make it bendier and more like a normal guitar while still improving string tension in the low B. And most obviously, it is a semi-hollow F-hole arch top, which makes for some cool optics, although how much effect its semi-hollowness actually has on your tone is a matter which has been hotly debated for many years in the great tone wood wars. Assuming your pickups are properly potted and not microphonic, it theoretically shouldn't make that much of a difference. Now, this is a B-stock model, which means it was probably on display or used for a demo. Who knows? Maybe it was even played by R.J. Ronquillo himself. At any rate, there were no obvious signs of wear or blemishes in the finish. The only way you can tell that this is used is that there's no plastic on the pickups and pickguard. The only complaint is that one of the tune knobs is slightly loose. I'm sure there's a way to get in there and tighten it up, but for now it's just turn it all the way up and try not to touch it too much. So, the first question I had with this guitar is it going to sound too muddy with the double humbuckers? Because I've had a lot of trouble with humbuckers and I tend to switch them out for P90s. So, let's have a listen. Now, first of all, you can tell that there's a lot more crunch on the upper strings here. But I really wouldn't call that muddy. And based on my first jam session with Shice Squad using this guitar, I was pretty satisfied with the tone and the lack of muddiness, which is unusual for humbuckers. So let's run through the sounds, shall we? neck pickup. Both pickups. Neck pickup. So I find the humbucker sound to be a pretty interesting departure from the P90 sound I've grown so accustomed to with the side jack. And one thing interesting to note is the effect the humbuckers have on the low B string. Scheist Drummer commented that it sounded like it gave it a natural compression or like automatic EQ sound. So let's check that out. Or ripping off Big Black. Now, keep in mind that when I'm at home, I am using a tiny little Boss Katana battery-powered practice amp, and I know that's not ideal if you want to demonstrate a guitar's finest qualities. But it is practical, and it does show you what it sounds like through a tiny little practice amp. But it will crunch out a lot more on you. Now, when you're using a real amp, you can dial in a lot of usable sounds on this guitar just with your EQ. Or you can throw on a tiny bit of overdrive and crunch right out. Or you can turn the gain down a little bit and the treble up and get a sound that's very bassy yet brilliant. So there you have it, folks. The Eastwood Classic 6 Baritone. It's surprisingly versatile. I had my reservations about humbuckers muddying things up, but I found it surprisingly easy to get some pretty satisfying sounds out of this one. It will crunch out on you a lot more if you tweak up the gain though. It's comfortable, well balanced, and if you're more of a 335 or casino type person, I might even recommend this over the side jack as your first baritone, which is something I would almost never do. But enough of me yakking, it's time to get back to work on Scheist Squad 4, Vogelschlag. But there will be another unboxing video next time Eastwood brings out another baritone. Or maybe even before that. Stay scheisty, people. Peace.